Good morning, friends. This is Father Tim. It is a cold Friday morning, and it is time to first, in this live, continue our reading of 1 Samuel. And then after this live, there will be a second live in which we will pray morning prayers on this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for praying with us. Please to take a moment to post a greeting, share a comment, let us know that you are here with us. Good morning, Linda. So let's start as we always do by taking a look at the big picture. They are split now. They have been split for some time, I believe. I'm not sure when the split occurred, but well, the split is in Jewish Bibles too, so it's been a while, I would dare say. Um, One of these moments I need to look for curiosity to see. But yeah, so here we are in First Samuel. By the image of Saul, you can tell we are in this arc of Saul. Haven't gotten to Daniel. I haven't gotten to David yet. It's not too far off though. So let's focus in first here. Chapters 8 through 31. This is the main portion of First Samuel. This is where we are right now. We are in a moment where Saul has arisen and his decline has already started. Chapter 13, verse 16. That's where we are starting this morning. Saul has been humbled. Samuel has called out Saul's unfaithfulness and declared in the name of God that the kingdom will be taken away from him and given to someone who is more worthy than Saul. So we're somewhere early in the point where the arc for Saul starts to go down, but David's hasn't really begun. These don't quite overlap at the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. It's more like the low point for David, the initial point for David is somewhere over here, where it's clear that the arc for Saul is now going down. Okay, enough about that. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Mom. Let's clear that so I don't forget again. I know I said Linda earlier, but at least I'm pretty sure I did. But I didn't clear it. Reading windows. Left-hand column, Complete Jewish Bible. I'll be reading primarily from that. The right-hand column, the New Revised Standard Version, Updated Edition. I will use that primarily to point out the differences in the naming of persons, places, and things in Jewish biblical tradition as opposed to Christian biblical tradition, like, for starters, Shaul. Oh, that's Saul. Yohanatan. We'll hear his name a lot. That's Jonathan. The Plishtim. That's the Philistines. Christian biblical tradition just simply tends to refer to the trumpet. Yeah, you know what that is. That's the shofar, the ram's horn trumpet. So there's moments like that I will be pointing out. Of course, there's one that is not on the screen right now, but we will certainly encounter it at some point soon. Shmuel. That's Samuel. All right, friends. Chapter 13, verse 16. That's where we're starting this morning. So let's scroll down to verse 16. Ah, yes. Remember as we scroll through here, there's Shmuel. Samuel was to meet up with King Saul and the forces ready for battle and offer sacrifices for the good of the king and those who fought with the king. Well, the prophet was running late, and so the king offered the sacrifices. It wasn't his place to do that, however. It wasn't his place. And so that's the disobedience that has already begun the process by which someone else will be chosen to be prince, to be king in place of Saul. Let's read. Shaul, Saul, Johanatan, Jonathan, his son, and the men with him took up quarters at Gibeat Benjamin, Gibeah of Benjamin, while the Plishtim, the Philistines, remained in camp at Michmash. Only slightly different. Then raiding parties began coming out from the camp of the Plishtim. 3 of them. One group turned toward the road leading to Ophrah, in the territory of Shual. Another group took the road toward Beth Horon, and another company took the road toward the desert through the territory overlooking Vadai Savoyim, the valley of Zeboyim. Now, interesting thing here is Vadai. What I remember is actually more Wadai than valley. Zavoyim is Zeboyim. So this isn't exactly. This is more apples and oranges than the same thing. Interesting. Now, there was no metalsmith to be found anywhere in all the land of Israel, because the Plishtim had said, "We don't want the Hebrews making themselves swords or spears." Remember, the Plishtim at this point, the Philistines at this point, were an oppressive, dominating force controlling the land. Yes, Israel has a king, but that doesn't mean they have the strength to rule their own lives. Kind of like when we look at the Gospels. Yeah, Herod is king, but so what? Um, verse 20. So, whenever any of the people of Israel wanted to sharpen his hoe, plowshare, axe, or pick, he had to go down to the Plishtim, where the exorbitant prices were 2/3 of a shekel for filing a pick or a plowshare, and 1/3 of a shekel for filing an axe or setting an ox goad in its handle. Thus, when the time came to fight, no one in the army of Shaul and Johanatan was equipped with either sword or spear, although Shaul and Johanatan his son did have them. A garrison of the Plishtim had gone out to the pass of Michmas. One day, Johanatan, the son of Shaul, said to the young man carrying his armor, "Come, let's go across to the garrison of the Plishtim on the other side." But he didn't tell his father. Shaul was waiting at the far edge of Gibeah, under the pomegranate tree in Migron. The force with him numbered about 600 men. Ahijah, the son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, that would be Ichabod, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Kohen of Adonai in Shiloh, the priest of the Lord, the sacred name of God. Note how Adonai is just replaced that, because remember, the sacred name of God in Jewish tradition is so sacred as to only be spoken by God. The priest of God in Shiloh was carrying a ritual vest. It's interesting that the Jewish biblical language here is less specific than the Christian biblical language. Priest is carrying the ephod, that very basic priestly garment in the Aaronic priesthood. It is like the minimal. It's like, for me as a Christian priest, the stole. It's the basic, essential element. No one knew that Johanatan had gone. Between the passes by which Johanatan was trying to cross to the garrison of the Plishtim, There was a rocky spur on one side and another rocky spur on the other side. The name of the one was Bozets, and of the other, Senna. The one spur rose up to on the north, in front of Michmas, and the other on the south, in front of Gibeah. Johannatan said to his armor-bearer, come on, let's go across to the garrison of these uncircumcised people. Maybe Adonai will do something for us, since Adonai can rescue with a few people as easily as with many. His armor-bearer replied, do everything you think you should. I'm with you, whatever you decide. Johannatan said, here, we'll cross over to those men and let them know we're there. If they say, wait till we come to you, we'll stand still where we are and not go up to them. But if they say, come up to us, we'll go on up, and that will be the sign that Adonai has given us victory over them. That, friends, is where we're going to pause. Verse 11. Of chapter, we did get into chapter 14, right? Yep, verse 11, chapter 14. That's where we will resume the next time that we pick up First Samuel. Good morning, Audrey. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Anthony. Friends, in a moment, in just a moment, there will be a second live, and we'll pray morning prayers together. See you in the next live in just a few moments. Peace be with you.